Thank you for joining me as we continue with this series, Education. As we today ponder on the topic, Education in Arts and Sciences. Come with me to the memory text of the book of Psalms 19 verse 1, which says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork." The heavens, the sky, the planets, the stars, the sun, the clouds, they declare the glory of God. And the earth, the seas, the trees, the hills, the mountains, the people, they show his handiwork. That God is an artistic creator. It takes me to the first point in our discussion today, the creator as the first teacher. As the creator of the universe, God is the first teacher, the astronomer, the biologist, the physician, and so on. Thus, the knowledge about any discipline in the world originated from him. The textbook, the Bible, he gave us as a guide on how to instruct and to learn all forms of education. The education is salvation and redemption based. It goes beyond modern education that's defined as the arts or the sciences. Without the Bible, we are lost and we are blind. So, God alone, that's the next point, the Lord alone. Romans chapter 1, verse 18 to 21, Psalms 19, verses 1 to 6, Nehemiah 9, verse 6. These chapters, they ask or they answer an interesting question. The question is, what do they tell us about God's work as our creator? Let's go back and read Romans chapter 1, verses 18 to 21, Psalms 19, verses 1 to 6, Nehemiah 9, verse 6. What do they tell us about God as our creator? Though sin marred the beauty of creation, traces of God's glory can be seen in nature. For example, a fetus growing so close to the heart of the mother. This illustration tells us how we are or how dear we are to the heart of God. The protrusion of the belly of the expectant mother makes her aware of the development or the growth of her unborn child. In the same way, God is aware of our growth because he has taken us and placed us close to his heart. Today, many Christians worship creatures than worshiping the Creator, God himself. What's the excuse? What's the reason? Only the Lord alone should be worshipped. Let's go to the next point, the beauty of holiness. God's love of beauty is seen in his creative work. As Genesis chapter 1 verse 3 says, God looked after creating, and behold, everything was good. He is the one who made the eye of the beholder. As we often say, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Therefore, his character is beauty, according to Psalms 96 verse 9. Arts and sciences should lead us to his beautiful character, which gives us our identity. Our identity is taken from his beauty and from his character, not from us or from anywhere else. Yet, beauty alone is not enough. It needs to be seen through the lens of the Bible. That's according to Genesis chapter 3 verse 6, Proverbs chapter 6 verse 25, Proverbs chapter 31 verse 30. If we don't look at it through the eye or the lens of the Bible, we become experts of error. That's my next point. Experts in error. Conscientious Christians today are the ones who evaluate their industry or profession or their jobs that they plan to take to know if it glorifies God. Many are professors of or experts in error. According to Timothy chapter 6 verses 9, 10 and 20, their pursuits of money, their pursuits of fame, their pursuits of pleasure has led them to wander from the biblical way of education. Scientific theories claim that the earth was flat like a table and was not mobile. It was later discovered that it was all false. So, some knowledge is full of errors, and some knowledge is full of lies and misguidance. So how can we avoid this knowledge which is full of errors? Or how can we stop being fools and grab or hold on to wisdom? That's my next point. Foolishness and wisdom. Proverbs chapter 1 tells us that there's only one person, or there is only one who is wise. It says, only wise God. The only wise God desires his sons and daughters to be wise like him. Thus he encourages us to abhor foolishness and cherish wisdom. Higher than the highest is God's ideals for us. Our talents and faculties should be utilized excellently. Arts and sciences should help us to learn and discern right from wrong. That's according to Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7. We should evaluate people not by what they know, but what fruits of work they have, or by the fruits of their work. Let's look at the next point. The Lord answered Job. God did not create the universe and left it alone. God did not create the universe and dump it. According to Job chapter 38, God is the sustainer of the universe. The drop of water on every blade of the grass, the drop of water on every leaf of the plant or of the tree, the rise and the settling of the sun, all are by his command. The book Patriarchs and Prophets, page 114, says nothing in nature acts alone or on fixed laws. True science acknowledges God's power and his continual work in the universe, contrary to views of atheism. Nothing happens by chance. Everything was created by God. This takes me to the point of science and the Bible. True science and the Bible are not antagonistic. They both lead us to God. False science only looks at the nature and answers the claim that nature operates on fixed laws. God was before nature. His origin can be traced, and the origin of nature can be traced until we get to God. According to Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, in the beginning God created. Inferring from nature sustains with the results of sin, nothing else but sin, according to Romans chapter 5 verse 12. Therefore, we have to explain the perfect origin of nature and the world as was created by God. Nothing came on its own. So in conclusion, everything was created by God. Everything points to God. Everything that we see around us is meant and sustained by God. Is meant to sustain our life and is meant to praise God. So when you look at the things around you, they all point to the glory of God. Nothing points to itself. Nothing points to humanity. Nothing points to biologists, but everything that biologists, scientists study points to God. So may we think God, may we see God, may we glorify God in everything that we see around us, because he is the sustainer of everything that we have and the sustainer of everything that we depend on. Therefore, he is the sustainer of our lives. May God bless us as we ponder about these facts that were portrayed in this study today, and look up to another study next week. Thank you for joining me today, and may God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe and share so that many people will also learn the beauty and the power of God. God bless you.